Hey everyone, today I've got a casting announcement video and it has come a long way, no pun intended, because it is regarding the casting for The Adult Losers in It Chapter 2 coming out next year, and I couldn't be more excited to see this movie because I was a huge fan of the first It movie and I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was a really nice spin off of the mini series that came out way back when, and I am really happy with some of the casting choices, and I wasn't too nitpicky on who should be cast as some of the characters, like I know some people have been talking about online of who they wanted cast as certain characters. So I just can't wait to see who how they're going to portray the characters, and I hope it all does well. Now, before I get into talking about each of the individual characters and who has been cast, I just have to bring up this one picture from the cast table read, and right off the bat it reminded me of The Last Supper. I mean, it just looks absolutely perfect. I mean, everybody just seems to be getting along and connecting very well. Assemble, as the adult losers, coming back into Derry after 27 years to defeat Pennywise the Clown. Also returning to play him is Bill Skarsgård, who I absolutely just adored as this character. First off, I would like to say that I was impressed with some of the casting choices, and a lot of them are mostly unknowns or not, too many big name actors in this movie, and I know a lot of you were sort of hoping to cast a lot of big name actors, but then that also kind of requires a lot of money to go into their salaries once this movie hits theaters and they have to distribute all of that box office dough. Now, let's start with Jessica Chastain, who plays the adult Beverly Marsh. She wasn't exactly my first choice to play her. I mean, if you put both her and Sophia Lillis right next to each other, I honestly couldn't exactly see a resemblance other than their red hair. I personally would have picked Amy Adams, but I think because now she's on this new show on HBO called Sharp Objects, I think maybe there was some, scheduling conflicts, or maybe she didn't even want to be in the running to play this role, and maybe she wouldn't have done as much of a good job in a horror film, unlike Jessica Chastain, who has been previously seen in horror movies like Mama, which is a very underrated horror film. So maybe she will do a good job here, and also she is very well known and seen in the mainstream films that I think people will recognize her, as an actress, being in a lot of films in Hollywood. Another, big name to mention is James McAvoy, who plays adult Bill. Now, I couldn't have agreed more with this casting choice. I think he is a fantastic actor. Just recently seeing him in Split, and now he's going to be in the Split sequel Glass. I'm going to do a trailer reaction for that video when it comes out this Friday, and I do think he will be a really good choice. I would like to see how he can portray this character, because he does sometimes stutter, so it'll be really interesting to see he can pull off this leader role and also be vulnerable at the same time. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him there. And even Bill Hader, who I think this was a very spot-on casting to play Richie, who was originally played by Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, and I just think he could bring that comedic side to him, and it'll just be really interesting to see that balance of acting styles so far in this film. Now, one person I'm not too familiar with. I think he was on this show like Beauty and the Beast or something on the CW, and it's Jay Ryan who plays adult Ben. Now, I know a lot of you, haven't really considered him to play this role. A lot of you had been casting Chris Pratt because, I mean, hey, look how far he's come as an actor as far as, that transformation, because we all know how adult Ben, changed his physical appearance, and that might have been a good choice, but who knows? I mean, I'm not too familiar with his acting, so maybe he'll pull off the role well, so that kind of remains to be seen. So I'm kind of, sort of putting that on the side for now. And even Andy Bean, who plays adult Stanley. Now, I'm also not familiar with his acting or any movies that he's been in. He will do a decent job, and we'll just see how things go. But I am actually looking forward to seeing James Ransone, who plays adult Eddie, in this movie. I'm pretty sure I saw him in the movie Sinister, another horror film, so I'm really excited to see him return to the horror genre, even though he's not really a well-known actor, but I think he looks completely like his younger counterpart, Jack Dylan Grazer, and I honestly feel like they're twins or they're from the same gene pool or something, because it just looks absolutely perfect, and there's really not much else I could say about that other than I'm just excited. And even Isaiah Mustafa, who, if you're not familiar with, he's the Old Spice guy. I mean, I just don't even know what to say when he plays adult Mike. And I don't know, it'll be really interesting to see. I almost feel like he has this comedic side to him because I am familiar with him being the Old Spice guy, but maybe his acting other than that will, hopefully, prove that, a more dramatic side and, really pull off, the horror aspect of that. So, I don't know, it'll be really interesting to see how everybody just sort of comes together and, pulls off the Adult Losers Club. Yeah, it's just, it's looking like it's shaping up to be a very good film, so I definitely can't wait to see a trailer for this movie, eventually when it comes out, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint, because I would really love to see how this movie does in the end and how all of the adult actors are received, and then just seeing this film at long last, I think would be really awesome. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think of the It Chapter 2 casting, and who would you have picked if you didn't like any of the choices, and are you looking forward to seeing the It sequel? And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.